Got a question for us? Hashtag Ask Everyman Driver on Twitter, Facebook, or on YouTube. Or you can leave us a voicemail from your laptop, desktop, or mobile device on everymandriver.com or from our Facebook page. Here's today's question.
Hello, Everyman Driver. This is Stripe 3. I just watched your YouTube video of the 2015 Nissan Murano 4x4 Platinum Edition, I believe. You took it off-road and it seemed to perform very well. And I'm looking to purchase a vehicle with the 4x4 capabilities, but also can be a comfortable everyday driver that would occasionally tow one or two motorcycles to the track and back with great fuel economy. I want to know, how would you stack this up against the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland Edition, and in comparing the two, which one you would purchase? Thanks. Can't wait to hear your feedback.
Thank you so much for your question, Stripe 3. And behind me is an example of the video he's talking about. This is the off-road review of the 2015 Nissan Murano. By the way, I have playlists dedicated to all my Nissan video reviews and footage, as well as Jeep vehicles. Now, I'm going to break this down for you from the 2015 model. And I've got some great stats for you. So I'm going to answer your question about towing MPGs and which one I would prefer if it was my choice and my money. Now, breaking it down by miles per gallon. You're going to lose if you go with the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, only because it's looking at 17 city, 24 highway. Mixed driving number is 20. Nissan has the much better fuel economy numbers at 21 city, 28 highway. So check mark in the Nissan Muranos category at a mixed driving number of 24. Price point, you're looking at $7,000 difference between the Cherokee and the Murano. The Murano is going to be much less expensive, and you're going to get better fuel economy. So far we've got two on the Murano side, and we're missing some X's on the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland side. But now we're getting into the Jeep's side here. When it comes to towing, you're looking at over 6,000 pounds of towing capacity with the Jeep Grand Cherokee, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,500 with the Murano. So depending on how many motorcycles you want to tow, or if you want to include some larger recreational vehicles or a boat, that kind of thing, then I would definitely go with the Jeep. Now, cargo volume, surprisingly, is very similar, a little bit of an edge on the Murano side, so it depends on how many people you want to haul with you. You're only looking at a couple of inches difference in terms of cubic feet of volume, 3668 for the Jeep, 3969 for the Murano. That's basically basing on folding the seats down and behind the back row of seats. Now, ground clearance. If you are looking to do some off-roading, the Nissan Murano is probably not your best bet. It's probably a mistake on my part to even attempt to go off-road in it. It is all-wheel drive, not necessarily four-wheel drive. Just a little disclaimer there. But you're looking at 8.6 inches of ground clearance on the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. So big props to Jeep on that, and that's what they're known for, is that durability and off-road capability. Only 6.9 inches of ground clearance on the Murano, so a big difference there. So you want to save your undercarriage as much as possible. Engine, okay, this is where I would lean the most toward the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Both are V6. You're looking at a 3.6 liter with the Jeep with 290 horses, 260 pound-feet of torque. The Murano, 3.5 liter, 260 horses, 240 pounds of torque. The big difference here is the 8-speed automatic transmission versus the Murano's CVT. Personally, I would go with the 8-speed automatic transmission. I just like the more gears, even though it doesn't really translate into fuel economy compared to the Murano in this case. I do like that option. And four-wheel drive Overland versus all-wheel drive Platinum. I think you might have a better ride quality and a more quiet ride just by a little bit with a Nissan Murano. But personally, as a disclaimer here, my family owns a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, and the ride is fine. I really do enjoy it. Nissan does pride themselves on their NASA-inspired seats for comfort and sound deadening technology on the inside. So I think you definitely have to get inside both of these vehicles and test drive them, not just around town, not just around the dealership, but also on the highway for somewhat of an extended period of time, and maybe even go over some bumps if you can get into some gravelly road just to see what that sounds like when you're inside behind the wheel. So overall, Stripe 3, between the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland with the four-wheel drive versus the 2015 Nissan Murano all-wheel drive Platinum Edition, and that's what you specified specifically when you left us a voicemail, I would probably lean toward the Jeep Grand Cherokee. You didn't mention price on this one, so I would probably pay a few more $1,000s for the Jeep. It's got a great history. It's got a great reputation for the kind of things you might want to be doing with towing and probably some hauling, off-roading, and I still think the quality is going to be fine, especially in the Overland Edition. Nothing wrong with the Nissan Murano Platinum Edition, but since these are the two categories, you got to pick one, and if it was my money, I'd probably go with the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. Thank you so much for your question. If you have a question, you want to be featured either here on YouTube or in our Everyman Driver Car Show podcast, please go to everymandriver.com. You can leave us a voicemail from your desktop, laptop, or mobile device, just like Stripe 3 did. There's a gray bar on the right-hand side that says send us a voicemail. You can also click on the hashtag AskEverymanDriver tab. We've also included a tab just like that on our Facebook page. I'd love to hear from you and feature your question on an upcoming episode. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching.